Hello everyone, I'm Runal Mehta and welcome back to our channel digiate.com. We are your digital aid and we provide free courses on the subjects of business and marketing.
Let's start with how do you conduct market research for your business? Well, market research of any kind entails two broad ways, and they are desk research and primary research. Let's take a stab at each one of them briefly, starting with what is desk research. Gathering of data may be conducted during desk research, which involves gathering information from historical records, statistical data collection, government statistics and papers, and other sources. Basically, it means gathering information from current sources. Without leaving one's chair, you can collect the data. The sources spent are limited to phone bills, phone directories, and people's time. As a result, it is considered to be a costly method. It is also known as secondary research. Now let's look at the sources of desk research. They entail the following: data collected online, government and non-government organization data, libraries, university, colleges and schools, commercial information sources, and using Google search. Moving on to what is primary research. First-hand data is used in primary research. People on the ground collect the data, and as a result, the researcher owns the information. The information is collected according to the needs of the business. It is designed specifically for the requirements. The primary researcher makes a full financial investment in the research process. Primary research ideally starts with the sampling of the audience who you speak to. Sampling is a technique of selecting a section of the population or few individuals and utilizing them to reach statistical conclusions. They may be used to draw inferences about the entire population. Market research frequently uses numerous types of sampling. As a result, they don't have to examine the whole population before making judgment. It saves time and money. Example, a soft drink company wants to introduce a new flavor. They do not have to wait for the entire population to try it before determining whether they would enjoy it or not. Well, the types of sampling includes two broad types. First, probability sampling. This entails selecting individuals based on a specific number of criteria. Individuals are chosen at random afterwards. Each member here has an equal chance to be selected in this method according to the selection criteria. Next is non-probability sampling. Individuals are chosen at random in this method. There is no predetermined or selection criteria. Not all elements from the population have an equal chance of being represented. Next is the focus group, which aids in primary research. A focus group is a meeting of several people where the participants are selected because they represent a cross-section of the society. It includes just a few demographically similar individuals. The responses to particular questions posed by a researcher are evaluated. Focus groups are a form of study that researchers design to accumulate qualitative data. Targeted and interactive discussions are utilized. It is also used in public health, political science, education, and communication studies. Researchers, psychologists, and sociologists utilize this in their work. Moving on to the steps to conduct focus group research. First, rope in the correct participants. Pick in an overseer. Keep a recording of the meeting for later use. Jot down discussions pointers with clarity. Create a report and host a session. And finally, plan future choices according to data collected. Next, let's look at ethnographic research, where there is understanding real-life scenarios. Ethnographic research is a qualitative method where researchers observe and interact with the study's participant in their real-life environment to get the correct data. The word ethnography comes from the two Greek words, ethnos meaning people and graphic meaning writing. Ethnography is a field of subject of anthropology. It involves systematically researching particular cultures. It involves studying how participants actually behave in a particular social setting. Gerd Friedrich Müller came up with the concept of ethnography. He created it as a separate discipline while he was on the second Kamchatka expedition. Looking at Gillette's ethnographic research efforts. Ethnography sharpens Gillette razor launch in India. Gillette, which is based in Boston, wanted to test a new razor among Indian consumers before launching it. But instead of making the costly trip abroad, they had Indian students at a nearby Massachusetts Institute of Technology test the razor. They all came back and said, "Wow, that's a big improvement." But when Gillette launched the razor in India, the reaction was different. All the MIT students had running water. Without that, the razor stayed clogged, which was the issue in India, because in India, they took a cup of water while shaving and not running water. Thus, through observing people in India later on, by going through villages and finding that running water is a luxury there and they only use a cup of water to raise, Gillette could leverage on the aspect of ethnographic research. Now moving on to steps involved in this kind of research. First, research question identification, then comes the location, then comes the presentation method, permissions and acquisitions required in order to ensure to observe people, observation finally, and code and data analysis. So that's it folks, this brings an end to the topic on how do you conduct research for your business. These are the list of sources and links referred to for our content in the video. Thank you and stay tuned for more videos.